الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Today is the 7th day in the month of Safar, 1441, after the historic hijrah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam from Mecca to Medina, which is equivalent to the 6th day in the month of October 2019, the Christian era. Inshallah, we continue our study session in this kitab, Aqeedatu Ahlussunah wal Jama, and this is going to be our 74th lesson. Last week we discussed al-imanu bi-fitnatil qabr, the belief of the Ahlussunah wal Jama'ah regarding the trials of the grave. And Sheikh says, وَنُؤْمِنُ بِفِتْنَةِ الْقَبْرِ وَهِيَ سُؤَالُ الْمَيِّتِ فِي قَبْرِهِ عَنْ رَبِّهِ وَدِينِهِ وَنَبِيِّهِ. This is the questioning of the dead in his grave regarding his Lord, his religion, and his messenger. Then Sheikh says, فَيَقُولُ الْمُؤْمِنِ, as for the believer is going to say, Rabbi Allah, when he's asked, because he led a life of Tawheed. You can only be able to answer that question if you live your life in accordance with the Sharia of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَدِينِ al-Islam, and my religion is Islam. You'll be able to answer that question. Wa Nabi Muhammad, and my prophet is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As for the kafir wal munafiq, and the hypocrite, fayaqul, you will say la adri, I do not know. Yani you will not be able to answer the questioning. Sami'tu an-nas yaquluna shay'an faqultuhu, I had people saying something and I repeated what they said, meaning he didn't believe in what he said. Now, so today, inshallah, al-imanu bi-na'im al-qabr wa adhabihi, the belief in the entertainment, isn't it, in the ni'mah, the enjoyment in qabr, and also punishment in qabr. So you either enjoy or you get punished once you are in the qabr. So part of our belief system is that we, the Ahlussunah wal Jama'ah, believe that people are going to be punished and some other people are going to enjoy while in the grave. So we believe in the enjoyment kept for certain people in the grave, and so also do we believe that there is punishment kept for certain people in the grave. Sheikh says, وَنُؤْمِنُ بِنَعِيمِ الْقَبْرِ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ, we believe in the, enjoyment. Is that the correct word to translate? Bounty kept for them, the entertainment, the enjoyment, that people are going to be happy, people are going to enjoy, people are going to receive, a certain level of enjoyment in their grave. And this is only for the believers. Only the believers will be entertained in their grave. Only the believers will enjoy staying in their graves. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he says, الَّذِينَ تَتَوَفَّاهُمُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ طَيِّبِينَ يَقُولُونَ سَلَامٌ عَلَيْكُمْ أُدْخُلُوا الْجَنَّةَ بِمَا كُنْتُمْ تَعْمَلُونَ. The reason is because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he says, those who live, or those whose lives the angels take while they are in the pious state, yani before they die, at the time of taking their lives, they are in the pious states, pure from all evil, and worshipping none but Allah alone. They are not guilty of shirk. When the angels come to take their souls, يَقُولُونَ, they will be saying to them, Salamun alaykum udkhulu, peace be unto you. Udkhulul jannata bima kuntum ta'malun, peace be unto you. Enter you paradise because of that good which you used to do in the world. This is at the time of their departure from the world. Am I communicating? At the time of their departure from the world, the angels will be telling them that Salamun alaykum, peace be unto you. Enter you paradise because of what you used to do. This is Salamun alaykum yuballighunahum. They will be telling them the peace, the message of salam from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to such a person. And the person will be said, enter you paradise. Alaysa kadhalik. And these are people that are tahirina, pure people, min al-shirk. People that are pure, free of shirk. They worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. This, then, وَنُؤْمِنُ بِعَذَابِ الْقَبْرِ لِلظَّالِمِينَ الْكَافِرِينَ. The first one we said, وَنُؤْمِنُ بِنَعِيمِ الْقَبْرِ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Now, وَنُؤْمِنُ بِعَذَابِ الْقَبْرِ لِلظَّالِمِينَ الْكَافِرِينَ. We equally believe in the punishment of the grave for the criminals, the disbelievers. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, وَلَوْ تَرَى إِذِ الظَّالِمُونَ فِي غَمَرَاتِ الْمَوْتِ وَالْمَلَائِكَةُ بَاسِطُوا أَيْدِيهِمْ أَخْرِجُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ الْيَوْمَ تُجْزَوْنَ عَذَابَ الْهُونِ بِمَا كُنْتُمْ تَقُولُونَ عَلَى اللَّهِ غَيْرَ الْحَقِّ وَكُنْتُمْ عَنْ آيَاتِهِ تَسْتَكْبِرُونَ. This is what is establishing also that there is punishment for the criminals and the disbelievers in the grave. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and if you could but see when the polytheists and the wrongdoers are in the agonies of death, when they are about to leave this world and they are in the agonies of death, while the angels are stretching forth their hands, saying, أخرجوا أنفسكم اليوم تجزون عذاب الهون بما كنتم تقولون على الله غير الحق. The angels will say, deliver your souls. This day you shall be recompensed with the torment of degradation because of what you used to utter against Allah other than the truth. So for the believers, it is Salamun alaykum. For the unbelievers, it is اليوم تجزون عذاب الهون بما كنتم تقولون على الله غير الحق. You can see the difference between the two people. نعم. والأحاديث في هذا كثيرة معلومة. And hadith in regarding the enjoyment kept for the believers in the grave and the punishment for the disbelievers in the grave, they are very many and they are known. معلومة. فَعَلَى الْمُؤْمِنِ, what is upon the believer is what? أَيُّؤْمِنَ بِكُلِّ مَا جَاءَ بِهِ الْكِتَابِ وَالسُّنَّةِ, is to believe in whatever the Quran and the Sunnah has made mention of مِنْ هَذِهِ الْأُمُورِ الْغَيْبِيَّةِ, regarding these matters of unseen. Nobody has died and came back to tell us what happened in the grave. But the Prophet ﷺ, the Quran has informed us, the Prophet ﷺ has informed us. And what is upon us as the believers is to believe in these matters of unseen. You have people that don't believe in the punishment of the grave. You have people that do not believe in the punishment of the grave, even amongst the Muslims. But the Ahlussunah wal Jama, they are different. They believe in that which has been mentioned in the Quran and that which the Messenger, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, has made mention of. I hope I'm communicating. So, فَعَلَى الْمُؤْمِنِ, what is upon the believer, أَيُّؤْمِنَ بِكُلِّ مَا جَاءَ بِهِ الْكِتَابِ وَالسُّنَّةِ, is to believe in everything and anything that has been mentioned in Quran and Sunnah min hadhihi al-umur al-ghaybiyya, and these matters of unseen. Please leave it. We're already halfway done. Just leave the live coverage. وَعَلَّا يُعَارِضُهَا بِمَا يُشَاهِدْ فِي الدُّنْيَا, and that you should not contradict it with what you witness in this world, because you are only able to see what you see in this world. You don't know what is in the unseen. So the fact that your mind cannot be able to comprehend the unseen should not make you to disbelieve in it. So what is upon you is to believe. And you know, the matters of Iman are what? Ibadatun qalbiyya. They are the ibadah, the worship of the earth, of the heart. So what is upon the believer is to believe. And that is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in describing the believers, Allah said, Alladhina yu'minuna bil ghayb. Alladhina yu'minuna bil ghayb. Those that believe in the unseen. So it is a special quality of the believers, their ability to believe in the unseen. And this is a special favor upon the believers that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has bestowed upon them. So you should be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that favor. Am I communicating? Now, فَإِنَّ أُمُورَ الْآخِرَةِ لَا تُقَاسُ بِأُمُورِ الدُّنْيَا. You cannot make an analogy between the matters of the hereafter with the matters of this dunya. This one you are able to witness. The matters of hereafter, you've not been there. They are unseen. So you cannot make an analogical, comparison between the two. If you try to do that, you will negate the matters of the hereafter, because you cannot be able to attain fully the knowledge of the hereafter. They are matters of the unseen. So what is upon you as the Muslim is to believe. And that is a special quality that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has distinguished the believers with. الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ لِظُهُورِ الْفَرْقِ الْكَبِيرِ بَيْنَهُمَا, because of the apparent difference, a great difference between the two affairs, the matters of this dunya and the matters of the hereafter. Wallahu al-musta'an. We seek aid from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Qawluhu is statement. وَنُؤْمِنُ بِنَعِيمِ الْقَبْرِ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. We believe in the, enjoyment in the grave for the believers. أي إثبات نعيم القبر للمؤمنين من عقيدة أهل السنة والجماعة. To affirm the enjoyment of the grave that has been kept for the believers, min aqidati ahli sunnah wal jama'ah, is from the aqidah of the people of sunnah and jama'ah. So if you say you are ahlus sunnah wal jama'ah, then you should know that part of the aqidah of ahlus sunnah wal jama'ah is to affirm that there is enjoyment kept for the believers in the grave. You don't deny it, you accept it, you affirm it. It has been established. It is for you to affirm and to accept without having any doubt regarding this reality. وَدَلِيلُهُ قَوْلُهُ تَعَالَى. And the evidence is the statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which we have referenced, isn't it? What did Allah say? الَّذِينَ تتوفاهم الملائكة طيبين يقولون سلام عليكم ادخلوا الجنة بما كنتم تعملون. أي الذين تتوفاهم الملائكة طيبين. Those whose lives the angels take while they are in a pious state. Yani pure from all evil and worshipping none but Allah alone. أي طيبين في العقيدة. They are pure with regards to their aqidah. Their belief system is not corrupted. Pure aqidah, pure belief system. طيبين في العمل. Not only in aqidah, because aqidah has to do with the matters of the heart. طيبين في العمل. The apparent one, their deeds is also pure. So inwardly and outwardly they are pure. Aqeedatan, they do not associate partners with Allah. They believe in that which the Prophet ﷺ has established the companions upon, and they also act upon their belief. So their inward reality is the same with their outward reality. Am I communicating? يقولون, it will be said to them, حال توفيهم, when they are about to die, when they are in the state of death. يقولون, the malaika will be saying to them, ادخلوا الجنة بما كنتم تعملون. أي في ذلك اليوم, today enter you into paradise because of what you have been doing of righteous deeds, of course. فَإِذَا قَالَ قَائِلٌ, if someone was to say, يَشْكِلُ عَلَيَّ هَذَا, this is very confusing. This is very confusing. فَإِنَّ الْمَيِّتَ الْمُؤْمِنِ يُدْفَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ فَكَيْفَ تَقُولُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ أُدْخُلُوا الْجَنَّةِ. The believer is being buried on the earth. How then will the angels say enter paradise when they are buried on the earth? How then will the angels tell this person to enter paradise? Naqul, our answer as Ahlussunah wal Jama will be, إنه قد ثبت في الحديث الصحيح أنه يوسع أي يفسح للإنسان الميت في قبره. We know it has been established in an authentic narration, the hadith of Bara bin Azib, the hadith Rawahu Abu Dawud. It is also in the Musnad of Imam Ahmad. Sheikh Nasruddin al-Albani has authenticated it in Sahih Abi Dawud and also in Sahih Jami'. That the believer يوسع للإنسان الميت في قبره. You know, it is expanded. The grave that you see very small, wherein it's just accommodated the size of the dead, is being expanded for people, but not for all people. For the believers, the grave is being expanded. نسأل الله تعالى أن يجعلني وإياكم منهم. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that should put me and you amongst the people whose grave will be expanded. وأنه يفتح له بابا إلى الجنة. The hadith has also established that for the believer, not only is the grave being expanded for him, but a door is being opened for him from Jannah. A door from amongst the doors of Jannah is being opened for him while he's in the grave. فَيَأْتِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِهَا وَنَعِيمِهَا مَا تَكِرُّ بِهِ عَيْنَهُ أي قرة أعين. Then the scent, the breeze, the enjoyment of Jannah will now be reaching this person in his grave from that door of Jannah that has been happened. So you go to Gudu graveyard, there are people there that are in this condition. There are people there that are in this condition. Why? Because of their good deed. Am I communicating? So the hadith has been established regarding that. And you cannot contest it because the hadith is authentic. Wa alaikum salam. Because the hadith is authentic. Am I communicating? The hadith is authentic. Naam. وَقَوْلُهُ تَعَالَى, and the statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, أُدْخُلُوا الْجَنَّةَ بِمَا كُنْتُمْ تَعْمَلُونَ. Enter you paradise because of what you used to do. What you used to do. Yani of righteous deeds. Bima kuntum ta'maluna. Now we have something to share here. Bima kuntum ta'maluna. Because of what you used to do. This ba'un, bima kuntum ta'maluna, I is al-bahu huna lisababiyya. because of what you used to do. Sabab. The reason why you are entering Jannah is bima kuntum ta'maluna. Ba'un sababiyya. Ba'u sababiyya is because of what you used to do. Fa in qulta, if you say innaha lis-sababiyya, it is denoting the reason. The reason why you are entering paradise because of your deed, lis-sababiyya, salimt, you will be free. You will have no any doubt because it is clear, isn't it? Wa in qulta, but if you were to say innaha lil awad, it is because of recompense, sakamoko of what you earned, isn't it? Ashkala alayka, this will become confusing for you. You know why it will confuse you? Ma qawl an-nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Because if you bring the statement of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in a hadith in Bukhari and Muslim, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "La yadkhul al-jannah ahadun bi'amalihi." You have ba'un here. None will enter paradise because of his deeds. And Allah says, "Bima kuntum ta'maluna." So you have ba'un here, "Bima kuntum ta'malun." You have here, "La yadkhul al-jannah ahadun bi'amalihi." Nobody's deed will admit him to Jannah. You will not enter paradise because of your deed. And that one says, the verse says you are entering Jannah bima kuntum ta'maluna, because of what you used to do. Now, if you say ba'un is actually representing our, sakamako, what you are able to purchase with, then it will be confusing, because this is muttafaq alayh. The verse of Quran has been established and you have hadith muttafaq alayh. Hal hunaka ta'aruda baynahuma? Is there any contradiction between the two of them? You say no, there is no contradiction. Now what do we do? When the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "La yadkhul al-jannah ahadun bi'amalihi," nobody will enter paradise because of his deeds. Qalu, the companions said to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "Wala ant ya Rasulullah, even you will not enter paradise?" Qala, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Wala ana, wallahi even I, illa ay yatagammadani Allahu bi rahmatihi," except that unless Allah envelops me with his mercy. Otherwise I will not be able to enter paradise unless Allah envelops me with his mercy. وَنَقُولُ, we have this verse of the Quran where we have this hadith. وَنَقُولُ مَا أَسْهَلُ الْجَمْعُ بَيْنَ هَذَا الْحَدِيثِ وَالْآيَةِ فَالْبَاءُ, we said, there is nothing that is as simple as reconciling between this verse and the hadith. It's very simple. فَالْبَاءُ فِي الْآيَةِ, the ba in the ayah, لِلسَّبَبِيَّة, is sabab, the cause. What is causing you to enter paradise? That is because of your deeds. So what is causing you to enter paradise is because you have done something. يعني بسبب العمل, because of your deed. Because of your deed. والباء في الحديث للمعاوضة, and the ba in the hadith is what? Recompense. A compensation, isn't it? Okay. كما تقول, just as like you say, اشتريت منك الثوب بدرهم. You say you are buying a cloth from someone with 1 dirham, which means the worth of that cloth is what? 1 dirham. You are buying this handset, they say 20,000 naira, which means its worth is 20,000 naira. You give 20,000 naira, they give you this. It's standing in the place of 20,000 naira because that is what it's worth. Yes. That is awad. Do you understand? But if this is 100,000 naira and you're saying I only have 50,000 naira, it's okay. Because you are able to give 50,000 naira, you know, that is not the worth of it. But because of this 50,000 naira that you have now, I can leave it for you. Ba'u sababiyya. Okay, I was trying to explain this to my wife earlier, this particular portion, and I was telling her, she said, awad and sabab, like, you know, because of, I said, for example, in the academic environment, you have maybe, they tell you that 40 is the pass mark. But they will also say that if someone has 39, you should give him 1 mark so that he will reach the 40 pass mark. But anything below the 39 mark, that person has failed. But the pass mark is 40 and above. So now the person that has 39, because he has done something, sabab, he has done something and has reached certain level, then the mercy of the examiner now comes in. Then they say, okay, give him 1 mark. Because he has already attained 39. So just give him 1 mark so that he will pass. So the rahmah of Allah meets your dates. You must have done something. So it's because of what you have done that you are now being admitted. Not because of the fact that what you have done is worth admitting you to paradise. So your 38, your 39 marks is not a pass mark. But because you have done it, then because of that 38 marks, then the mercy comes in. And that is why the mercy of Allah will make you to enter paradise, but after you have done your deeds. Which means, in reality, your deeds, if they were to be scrutinized, you will not be able to be entered into paradise, even if they are good. Now, why? فَلَا يُمْكِنْ لِأَحَدٍ أَن يَدْخُلَ الْجَنَّةِ عِوَضًا. It is not possible for anyone to enter paradise saboda ya cancanta ya shiga aljanna. It is not possible. And amalihi, that is, you are depending on your deeds, that your deeds can be able to buy you paradise. None amongst us will be able to do that. Why? Walakin, he enters into paradise bisababi amalihi, because of his deeds, because of the existence of his deeds, not because his deeds are good enough to enter him into paradise, but because he has done something. I just gave you an example. Wal farqu zahir, the difference is clear. لو أن الله تعالى, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala arad al-awad, that Allah is seeking for you, you know, tit for tat, is giving you Jannah, and the worth of Jannah, your deeds are to buy Jannah. And also, if Allah is seeking for al-awad, wallahi la takhsiranna khasaratan muakkada, would have lose out. Certainly we would have lose out. We would not have been able to pass the examination. فلو أحصيت ما أنعم الله عليك بنوع واحد من النعم, if you are to count the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon you, بنوع واحد من النعم, all the blessings that Allah has placed upon you in this life, just bring out one of the blessings. Blessing of Allah in your life versus all your good deeds of 60 years. That blessing, you will not be able to pay back for that blessing. It will take over all your good deeds and you have nothing left again. And you see that you will not you will not have paid for what Allah has given to you, let alone admitting you to paradise. فمثلا, for example, النفس الذي يشق عليك الذي لا يشق عليك ولا يتعبك. For example, the breathing, the oxygen that we inhale. We are breathing, as I'm talking now, we are breathing. How many times in a minute? Okay. So we are breathing. الذي لا يشق عليك. You are doing it freely. لا يشق عليك. It is not daunting upon you. It is not difficult for you to breathe, isn't it? لا يشق عليك ولا يتعبك. And you are not tired. You are breathing 24 hours of your day. Each second you are breathing, even when you are sleeping. ولا يتعبك. And you have never been tired of breathing. وَلَا يُكَلِّفُكَ. And nobody has placed any burden upon you because of the breathing that you have to pay before you breathe. You are breathing freely. نِعْمَةٌ كَبِيرَةٌ عَظِيمَةٌ. A blessing, a favor that is big and great. لَا يَعْرِفُ قَدَرْهَا. You don't even know the value of this air that you breathe. إِلَّا مَنِ ابْتُلِيَ بِضِيقِ النَّفَسِ. Except the one that has been tested with difficulty in breathing. That is when you will appreciate the blessing of breathing. هذه النعمة, this blessing, لو أنها قبلت بالعمل, if you are to compare it with a deed, فكم نسبة عملك بالساعة. What is the percentage of your deed with an hour that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to you of breathing? قد يكون 3 ساعات في اليوم والليلة وقد يكون 4 وقد يكون 5 وقد يستغرق الإنسان وقته كله في طاعة الله. Maybe 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, maybe 4 hours, maybe all your hours you are worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وحتى النوم, even while you are asleep, you can worship Allah. ينام, you are only sleeping ليستعين به على طاعة الله, so that you will seek in that sleep of ease the obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ويريح جسمه ويؤتي نفسه حظها, so that you will refresh his body. Isn't it when you sleep you become refreshed, so that you will refresh his body, وَيُؤْتِي نَفْسَهُ حَظَّهَا, and to give his soul its own share. أليس كذلك؟ وبهذا يكون النوم عبادة. With this, your sleeping becomes an act of worship because of the niyyah behind it. You are sleeping to refresh, you're sleeping to give your soul its own share, such that when you are refreshed and you wake up, you can worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَالْمُوَفِّقْ حَقِيقَةً يَسْتَطِيعُ أَنْ يَجْعَلَ جَمِيعَ أَوْقَاتِهِ وَحَرَكَاتِهِ وَسَكَنَاتِهِ عِبَادَةً. The one that one day ke datacce, the one that is favored to be able to be consistent with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants from him, يستطيع, it is possible for him, أن يجعل جميع أوقاته, that he makes all of his hours, all of his وحركاته, and his movements, وسكناته, and his sukun, when he's calm, when he's seated, when he's moving, ibadatan, even when he's sleeping, when he's moving, when he's sleeping, all his hours he can make them to be acts of worship. In akala, when he eats, nawa bidhalika at-tan'im bi karamillahi wa bifadlihi. When he eats, he looks at his eating as that verily Allah has favored me. Yes. This is the favor of Allah upon me, that I'm able to eat this particular food, that I'm even able to eat. Some people want to eat but they cannot be able to eat because of certain ailments. So it looks at his eating as a favor from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wallahu ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, yuhibbu min abdihi, Allah loves from his slave. Idha an'ama alayhi ni'matan, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has favored him with a particular ni'mah, yara athara ni'matihi alayhi, that Allah sees the evidence of that favor that Allah has bestowed upon his servants. So if Allah has favored you with something, Allah loves to see you showcasing that favor that Allah has bestowed upon you. فَيَنْوِي بِأَكْلِهِ وَشَرَابِهِ التَّقْوَى عَلَى طَاعَةِ اللَّهِ تَعَالَى. One now seeks with his eating and his drinking a means of what? Obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَصَارَ ذَلِكَ عِبَادَةً. Then this now becomes ibadah. And he's been rewarded for eating. He's been rewarded for drinking. He's been rewarded for sleeping because of the niyyah. وَيَنْوِي بِعَمَلِهِ الْقِيَامِ. What are we trying to explain all this while? That your deeds cannot be able to admit you to Jannah. Because we are now saying all of these things are blessings that Allah has bestowed upon you. Now, فَالْإِنسَانُ يَجِبُ عَلَيْهِ أَن يُرَاعِي نَفْسَهُ حَتَّى إِنَّهُ إِذَا جَاءَ وَخَافَ الْمَوْتِ يَجِبُ عَلَيْهِ أَن يَأْكُلَ. That you should train your soul, should monitor your soul. That if you are hungry and you fear that you're going to die, يَجِبُ عَلَيْهِ أَن يَأْكُلَ. It becomes obligatory upon you to eat. وَإِنْ قَالَ, if you are to say لَا يَجِبُ, it is not obligatory upon me to eat, أَنَا صَابِرٌ, I'm patient, عَلَى الْمَوْتِ, فَهَذَا لَا يَصِحُّ بَلْ يَجِبُ عَلَيْهِ أَن يَأْكُلَ. What is obligatory upon you when you are about to die out of hunger? Hunger is to eat. فَتَأْكُلْ لِتُؤْتِ النَّفْسَ حَقَّهَا. Now you are eating to give your soul its own right upon you. فَصَارَ أَكْلُكَ. Then you're eating in these circumstances becomes what? Ibadah. كَذَلِكَ اللِّبَاسِ. Also the cloth you are wearing. تَلْبَسُ ثَوْبٍ لِتَسْتُرْ عَوْرَاتَكَ وَلِتَتَنَعَمْ بِهِ. You are putting on clothes so that you will cover your nudity and so that you will be favored with it. وَتَتَوَقَّى بِهِ. And you protect yourself with the cloth you are wearing, مِنَ الْبَرْدِ, from coldness, وَأَوَ الْحَرِّ, or heat condition, hot condition and cold condition. Allah said, وَجَعَلَ لَكُمْ سَرَابِيلَ تَكِيكُمُ الْحَرَّ وَسَرَابِيلَ تَكِيكُمُ بَعْسَكُمْ. Surah An-Nahl, Quran 16 verse 81. Allah said, وَجَعَلَ لَكُمْ سَرَابِيلَ. Allah has made your garments تَكِيكُمُ الْحَرَّ, as a protection against harsh weather condition. You put on your cloth, and cold weather condition, and even the armory that you put, takikum ba'sakum, when you are in the battlefield, it protects you from your enemies. So it's a protection. That is ni'mah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Lil asaf, unfortunately, yafutu alayna ashiya'a kathira bisabab al-ghafla an an-niyya. A lot of things pass us by. We miss out on a lot of things because of our heedlessness regarding niyyah. All these things you can just make intention and be rewarded, but without intention you will not be rewarded. Just by making your intention for the sake of Allah, you'll be rewarded. But if the absence of intention makes you to do deeds that would have earned you reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَإِلَّا فَلَوْ اسْتَحْذَرْنَا. Otherwise, if we were to make our intention كَانَتْ كُلُّ حَرَكَاتِنَا, then all our movement وَسَكَنَاتِنَا, our to and fro, ibadah nuthabu alayya, it will all become ibadah that will be rewarded by it. وَكَمَا قُلْنَا, and just like we say, لَوْ أَنَّ أَحَدًا قَابَلًا نَوْعًا وَاحِدًا, if he was to compare one act, min al-ni'mah, if he was to compare one favor that Allah has bestowed upon him, bi'amalihi salih, which is one good deed, لَاسْتَغْرَكَ كُلُّ أَمَلِهِ. That one ni'mah will take away all, will consume all his good deeds. Even if it was to worship Allah 24 hours. That is what we are trying to establish. One ni'mah, the ni'mah of breathing, you can never be able to quantify it. It will consume all your good deeds. نقول ثم نقول, then we will say كما قال بعض العلماء, what some of the scholars have said, إن التوفيق للشكر نعمة يستوجب الشكر. This is an amazing statement. إن توفيقك للشكر نعمة يستوجب الشكر. Your ability to be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, finding yourself being grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ni'mah is a favor, yastawjibu shukr, that obligates another gratitude. If you find yourself being grateful to Allah, then that in itself, it's a favor upon you that warrants another gratitude. So if you pray while you see other people not praying, and now you realize that you are praying, and your prayers, your ability to pray is a favor from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon you, and you say, Alhamdulillah, that Allah has made me to pray while other people are not praying. Your realization that you praying is a favor and you are grateful to Allah for that favor, that realization itself requires you to be grateful to Allah, because a lot of people are not even realizing that. Isn't this amazing? So if you find yourself doing anything good, it is a favor from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then be grateful to Allah. Then if you are grateful to Allah for giving you the ability to be grateful for Him for doing a righteous deed, then be grateful again for that realization. And we're grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for making us to realize this. So my wife said, which means at each time we're going to be constantly under what? Gratitude. I said yes. At each time you are being grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because what you are able to realize, a lot of people are not even realizing it. And that you are able to realize that it's not because of your abilities, because Allah has made you to realize that. Some people have taken on to the path of wanting to realize the truth, but Allah has not given them the tawfiq. They have read anything and everything about Islam, but have not accepted Islam yet. So that Allah has made it easy for you to accept the truth, you should be grateful to Allah. And if you are grateful to Allah for making you to accept the truth, then that realization again deserves another gratitude. So we're going to stop here, inshallah. Whatever we have said that is consistent with the truth, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward us. Where we err, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik, shalla la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.